Tim O'Malley with Tim Priester for Irish Illustrated. 2 hours before kickoff between Notre Dame and Clemson. And Tim, we both picked Clemson in a close game, thinking Notre Dame's going to play very well. But what do the Irish need to do to not just play well, but flip that script and upset the Tigers?
Well, I think, if we make this a stat comparison, Clemson's going to win most of the time. But I think there's one area, and I think you touched upon this too. There are two areas, both of them in the red zone, both of them involving Clemson. They're number 4 in the country offensively, touchdown percentage in the red zone, and number 7 defensively. That's an area that has to at least be a wash for Notre Dame. If they're dominant in the red zone on both sides of the football, it's going to be very difficult. So that's one where Notre Dame, I think, if you can break even on it, now you got a good shot at it.
Yeah, and I think they have a chance. They've been inconsistent in the red zone. It's not like they're a poor red zone team. Obviously, they were great last year. It's kind of confusing because you would think Ian Book would be a good red zone quarterback, so I think there's hope there for Notre Dame fans. On the other side of the ball, I've been harping on Notre Dame's pass rush. I know it's not coming all game long because you have to stop the run, but I feel like they're going to get him in some third down, obvious passing situations. You have to win obvious passing situations against Clemson to get them off the field.
Yeah, Notre Dame's not going to be as aggressive on
right.
third down as Clemson is, but I think there are some avenues there we've talked about. Now we've been talking about for 4 weeks. I think whether it's Kareem coming off the left side or Okwara or Hayes, I think there's some avenues there against Ankrum, their right tackle. That's a good starting spot, and it really is going to be a fascinating matchup when Okwara's going against Hyatt on the left side, because that's good against good.
Our chief concern, I think, is Notre Dame's offensive line against a great Clemson front. The 2.4 yards a carry is kind of ridiculous. Now they are missing Dexter Lawrence. I mean, I can't imagine that doesn't matter over the course of a close game. What do you feel if Notre Dame's offensive line can play its best game, and Clemson also offers their best without Lawrence? Can that be enough for Notre Dame to hang in there and pull it off in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, Albert Huggins is a good football player. He's not Dexter Lawrence, but he's a good football player. I think you test that to see if you can get an advantage there. We've talked about this. It's been kind of fascinating that you learn that stuffs are part of the game now. And those are going to happen against a defensive line like that, and that's okay. But Chip Long has to have a great day. Clark Lee has to have a great day. Chip Long has to out-coach in many instances or out-fox Brent Venables, who's a really good defensive coordinator. If you can just hit a couple of those plays, I think you said in the who and what to watch, a couple of handfuls of those plays, 16, 18, 22 yards, if you can do that, it doesn't really matter what your rushing total is.
And then on the other side of the ball, obviously, I think everyone has talked about Travis Etienne, but it's Travis Etienne and a pack of runners. To have a chance, Notre Dame obviously has to control him. He's not going to have a bad day because there's just too much to cover the balance of Clemson's offense. Tackling him, but from watching all this tape, keys to stopping the Clemson running game, knowing that they're still the passing threat.
Yeah, he's quick and he's strong too. He can run through tackles. So Jerry Tillery has to return to maybe the form that we saw in the middle of the season. He might have been a little worn out maybe at the end of the season. The 2 nose tackles have to hold their own. And when it comes to run fits from the inside linebackers, Tranquil and Coney have to hit them.
For me, it's tackling and third down pass rush for Notre Dame is my key to victory. And I think it has to be a lower scoring game. I think the higher scoring it gets, it's trouble for Notre Dame. What would be kind of one thing for you to pull out, for Notre Dame to pull this out?
Okay, 50-50 balls. The receivers need to win some 50-50 balls against corners that are generally considered. When you say that, I mean, you can name so many things,
right.
And we have over the last 4 weeks, but 50-50 balls, Miles Boykin, big day, Chase Claypool, big day, and slot receivers I go back to, I still honestly believe that Jafar Armstrong is the X factor here in Notre Dame's passing game.
That's enough of our pregame over-analysis for 1 month. We'll be back with some real postgame analysis on Irish Illustrated after Notre Dame takes on Clemson in the 83rd Annual Cotton Bowl.